First of all, we'll accept some blame, right? So at the LA Times, we endorse Karen Bass. I think right now in front, that's a mistake, and we admit that. So I thought it was very important early on for me to come out. And I think we were one of the few to say competence matters. We got like maybe 20, 23 million views to show how that was really dear to the heart of most people, whether you're right or left. And it's an interesting thing is that maybe we should think about how we elect people on the basis of, did they actually run a job? Did they actually make a payroll? Do they understand what it is? And rather than having professional politicians whose only job is really to run for office, there's nothing, I'm not trying to be disparaging, but I think we're at the stage now of the nation and the world, and there's many things we'll talk about even in healthcare, that you really need people to understand, well, how it affects a man in the street, how it affects the working type of person. And I think President Trump in this election has understood that, and he's become truly the Republican Party, as you said, has become the Democratic Party in terms of addressing the problems of the man in the street. So competence absolutely matters, and I'm glad that that's been taken up as almost a meme now, that competence matters.
Yeah, competence matters. And in California, there is no competence. There is zero competence in California. And, we got this bombshell from Karen Bass. We have a leaked conversation with Karen Bass from James O'Keefe. Okay. LA Mayor Karen Bass preemptively defended Ghana trip despite local catastrophe. I'm missing 2 workdays. That's it. Dropped cryptic warning days before LA fires. Read in between the lines. Hold tight. You will understand soon. So yeah, this conversation took place before the fires happened. And as you just saw there, she says something that's quite interesting in that conversation. She says at a certain point, and I'm going to play the video for you, you will understand soon. Read in between the lines, you will understand soon. When I'm able to say more, I will. Now, once again, this conversation happened before these LA fires that just ravaged that area, burned everything to the ground. What did she mean? Y'all let me know. But with that being said, let's dive in.
And just in terms of my trip, just so you know, I'm missing 2 workdays. That's it. And if President Biden extends me an invitation, I took it. And hopefully you can read in between the lines. But I would just appreciate, and it's hard for me to tell you this, but hold tight. You will understand soon. That the situation is very dangerous, and I would never do. I will take the criticism before I do a publicity stunt. And frankly, a press conference at this point in time would just be publicity.
I think
the
neighbors, the property owners,
yeah,
and the residents. I mean, 41,000 people live within a square mile here.
Yeah.
2 families share a 1-bedroom apartment.
But they want to hear that something is going to be done.
They want to know it's recognized. But they want to know it's recognized.
Exactly. But if I have a choice between that and compromising something, I just have to go along with it. It's not my area of expertise. I want to make sure that you are safe. And hopefully you can read in between the lines. But I would just appreciate, and it's hard for me to tell you this, but hold tight. You will understand soon.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And when I am able to talk, I will be happy to go into great detail.
Okay. And you've got me on the street, and you're welcome to call me at any time. I'll call you right back.
No problem. And just in terms of my trip, just so you know, I'm missing 2 work days. That's it. And if President Biden extends me an invitation, I took it.
Yeah, so quite the interesting conversation there. Reading it between the lines, I hope you'll understand soon. What did she mean by that? What do y'all think? Let me know. Let me know, because that's the $1 million question. What exactly did she mean by that? I also have this footage from James O'Keefe. Okay, shout out to James O'Keefe, man. Hey, I don't know how this guy continues to do it, but he continues to get these folks on camera just spilling the beans. It's honestly amazing. You would think that they would like be smart enough now to just like stop spilling the beans with random people that they've been talking to online, but I guess not. Common sense ain't so common, I guess. And I guess we are talking about the Democrat Party, so I mean, that says a lot too. But LA mayor official admits office knew wildfires were coming. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. Claims there was nothing they could do. Blames residents who lost everything. LADWP project manager confesses the Pacific Palisades Reservoir was empty for a year. Yeah, the reservoir was empty for a year. The yards were out of code, like nobody gave a F. How long was the reservoir empty? Like a year. Talk about incompetence. Let's hop into part of this video. This is an over 20-minute video, so I'm not going to show you the entire thing. But here's a piece of it. Check it out.
A lot of the houses, though, so like they were out of, like their yards were out of code. Like nobody gave them. This is like a long time, like waiting to happen. It was just like a take your time moment.
Meet Alexander Boss, an official inside the office of Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Boss discloses into our hidden camera that Mayor Karen Bass's office knew these wildfires would happen and admits there was nothing the mayor's office could do to stop the fires.
They really had no idea this fire was like a possibility.
Of course they did. But the thing is, there's nothing they could do. A lot of the houses, though, so like they were out of, like their yards were out of code. Like nobody gave them. This is like a long time, like waiting to happen. It was just like a take your time moment.
Meet Alexander Boss, an official inside the office of Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Boss discloses into our hidden camera that Mayor Karen Bass's office knew these wildfires would happen and admits there was nothing the mayor's office could do to stop the fires.
They really had no idea this fire was like a possibility.
Of course they did. But the thing is, there's nothing they can do. But red flag warnings, like, it's a big indication of fires.
Yeah.
So of course they did.
The Los Angeles mayor official tells our undercover journalist how Mayor Karen Bass was overseas in Ghana trying to obtain a consulate for Los Angeles there, while the city of Los Angeles was burning to the ground.
So what was the initial response when this all happened? Like, because the mayor wasn't in town.
First of all, she wasn't just out there like partying it up with Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? Like, so she was out there like doing work. And
What was she doing?
so right now, Ghana's trying to establish a consulate in Los Angeles. One big plan of hers is to integrate like African countries to get consulates out here, and that's like a big like strategic goal of the office.
Our team wanted to investigate further, so we decided to look into the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. This led us to a guy named Angel Luna, and he admitted to us into our hidden cameras that the water reservoir that services Pacific Palisades was empty for nearly a year. Angel Luna also stated that the water wouldn't have made a big impact for the residents of Los Angeles.
So that reservoir, we took it out of service because there was a tear like on the floating cover.
How long was the reservoir empty?
It's like a year. Let's say we had like a little bit of notice. You can't slam fill a reservoir.
It's just, I guess, like people ask questions like, oh, like, could it have been different if there was water in the reservoir, you know?
I don't think it would have made that big of an impact because of the fact that you lost so many homes.
This was Angel Luna's first date with her undercover journalist, and oddly, he revealed he was ignoring his mandatory LADWP training for the Water Emergency Command Center.
So you guys had a training?
So it's the Water Emergency Command Center. It was something that I was ignoring like earlier this year. They're like, oh, here's your training. Like,
yeah, so admitting that he just completely ignored the training. Training, according to him, right? Goodness gracious. Wow. I really don't know how Karen Bass can survive this. I really don't see her, or even Gavin, right? For that fact, because obviously Gavin has been someone who we expect to run to become president at some point. I don't see even him making it out of this. And if you notice, they've both been really quiet, very quiet. You haven't seen Gavin pop up anywhere in the news lately. He hasn't come out and made any statements, obviously, since the fires. But since that has happened, he's just been completely silent. And I think that is a strategic move to hopefully get everyone to forget about what happened. But we won't forget. And the people in California, hopefully they won't forget either and vote differently. That's for sure. Because this is just... honestly, I kind of feel like this is beyond incompetence. This is negligence at this point. This is criminal behavior. There's no way that entire cities or huge portions of cities should be burning down in California at this point. We know California has wildfires, and yes, I call it California, not California, because it's communist. For those that are new that keep hearing me say commie, why does he keep saying California? I call it that intentionally. We know California has wildfires. Why haven't you done anything? Like nothing. Like people laughed at Trump when he said, why don't you just clean up the dead debris, you know, in the bottom of these forest areas that is basically tinder to these fires, helping them spread even further. People laughed, but maybe he was right. Maybe you should try that at least, at bare minimum. Goodness gracious. Like, just to sit back and continue to watch your state burn, that's negligence in my humble opinion. You're putting people's lives at risk. But who am I? I'm just a guy on the internet that makes videos from time to time. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about all of this. Thanks for tuning in as always. Peace and love. I'm out.